money and free bus rides to women. Now, all of this will add up to tens of hundreds, if not thousands of crores. This is in a state that is already in debt in excess of over 4.5 lakh crores. Now, this is not money that is BJP money or Congress money. This is money that is funded by the taxpayers of Maharashtra, by you, me, everyone who pays taxes in this country. This race to appease the voter, literally to buy the votes of voters on the eve of elections with all kinds of promises like free bus rides and free money to women and halving electricity bills and farm loan waivers, etc. It is bleeding even a rich state like Maharashtra. And it's not restricted to one political party or alliance. All political parties, all political alliances are indulging in this. So the question then is, who has the moral high ground to preach in this war of freebies?
हमारी पांचों गारंटी महाराष्ट्र के हर परिवार के उत्थान में मददगार होगी
और नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार ने करीब करीब 2 लाख करोड़ रुपया और मोदी जी ने 10 लाख करोड़ रुपया। मैं अघाड़ी के मित्रों को पूछना चाहता हूं, आपका हिसाब आप महाराष्ट्र की जनता के सामने रखेंगे क्या?
लाडली बहनों ने तय कर लिया है कि लाडले भाई को जिताना है।
All right, before we go to our guest, let's just lay out the amount of money that all these poll promises are going to cost. And we're going to do this party by party, first the Mahayuti and then, of course, the Mahavikas Aghadi, all the promises that they've made and how much this is going to cost the exchequer in Maharashtra. Let's start with the Mahayuti and their flagship scheme, which is Ladki Behna, which was launched about 6 months ago. Now, the Ladki Behna, when rolling out its manifesto, the Mahayuti has promised to increase the amount from the current 1,500 to 2,100 per month to all women. Now, the cost by estimates is 58,968 crores. Almost 60,000 crores is going to cost on amping up Ladki Behna. Farm loan waiver. The annual cost that is expected on this, and mind you, both sides have promised farm loan waiver, is up to the tune of 75,000 crore rupees. One of the other big flagship schemes of the Mahayuti is the old pension scheme payout. That's again 2,100 rupees per month to senior citizens. The annual cost to the exchequer is expected to be over 3,000 crore rupees. Also, scholarships to students. An estimated 1 million students, that's 10 lakh students, will get a monthly stipend of 10,000 rupees per month. The annual cost to the exchequer from that scheme is expected to be over 1,000 crores. This is on the Mahayuti side. That's the ruling alliance. What about on the India Alliance side, on the Mahavikas Aghadi? Their flagship is the Mahalakshmi scheme, which is again similarly payouts to women, but the amount is higher. It's 3,000 rupees per month. And to actualize this, it would cost the state exchequer 84,000 crore rupees every year. Farm loan waiver up to 3 lakh rupees, that's been promised by the Mahavikas Aghadi as well. Again, 75,000 crore rupees is what it will cost. And then there is free bus rides for women, which the Aghadi is promising. In this, per annum, if this were to go through, it would cost the state more than 4,600 crores. And an unemployment youth payout, 4,000 rupees per month stipend, the cost per annum would be over 5,300 crores. So the question is, both sides, party agnostic, are promising the moon to voters in the hope that these freebies will win over some of the undecided voters. In the process, the state is bleeding dry, the taxpayers, the honest taxpayers, are being taken for a ride. Let's try and put this to our panelists who are now joining us. Shazia Elmi is national spokesperson of the BJP. Rajesh Kotian is spokesperson of the Congress Party. Clyde Crasto, spokesperson of the NCP. Sharad Pawar and Kailash Adhikari, political analyst, joining us. So, Shazia Elmi, let me start with you. You know, Ladki Behna was launched right after the Lok Sabha elections, after June. 3 payouts have already happened of 1,500 rupees per month. Now, the BJP and the Mahayuti alliance is promising they will amp it to 2,100 rupees per month. That will take the plan outlay just for this to over 50,000 crores. Now, my question is, you have always sort of railed against these reveries and free culture and freebies and so on. Is this not a freebie, madam? Aren't you not doubling down on a freebie?
Good evening, Zakka. First of all, I'd like to say that if you see the track record of governance and fiscal prudence and fiscal responsibility of BJP and NDA as compared to UPA, I think the answer speaks for itself. Now, let's look at all the pre-budgetary allocations that have been made for welfare schemes. We have never ever defaulted or had to ask for cover, so to speak. Compare this, and I have lots of facts right now, but just compare this with what's happened in Himachal, where they're talking about a toilet tax subsidy, where they have to withdraw actually the electricity subsidy of 250 units for those who can pay income tax, and others of course will continue to keep getting it, to what is happening in Karnataka, which is incurring a huge deficit, and the debt burden is just going up, and they cannot fulfill all the 5 guarantees, which are costing more than 63,000 crores. And not just that, you see Telangana, and where the farm loan waivers are concerned, even the last time they failed to keep up with it. Now you talked about Ladli Behna Yojana. You know, in MP has been running for many years, over 10 years, and it has been highly successful. Now you look at in terms of governance and what that means. Nobody runs away from welfareism, but to ensure that it reaches the right person takes a certain method. And in that sense, BJP has done something exemplary, which is set up a system and a protocol that goes to the beneficiary directly. If you look at DBT itself, and I was just reading the records, you know, it's been used in 314 schemes, and because of which $40 billion have been actually saved. And that is huge, you know.
No, but ma'am, one second. So what is the difference between you and the Agadi then?
I'll tell you the difference.
Just that you do reveries better than them?
I'll tell you the difference. No. It's not about reveries. It is about welfare schemes. But it's also keeping in mind our level of expenditure, having a plan in place, ensuring the tax goes up, the collections are there in place, and ensuring there is surplus. It is not coming like a khatakhat scheme that you just say something in the air without having any plans whatsoever to make it happen.
The Maharashtra government state finances audit report of July 2024. Maharashtra state government finances audit report July 2024, by the government's own admission, its outstanding public debt is 4.62 lakh crores. But anyway, no one seems to care about that so much. But let me go to Clyde Crasto. Clyde Crasto, these are the schemes announced by the Mahavikas Aghadi, and this is what it will cost the exchequer. Right? The Mahalakshmi scheme, payout of 3,000 per month, cost per annum 84,000 crore rupees. Free bus rides for women, cost per annum 4,697 crore rupees. Stipend to unemployed youth, 4,000 rupees per month, cost per annum 5,336 crore rupees in a state which is already 4.5 lakh crores in public debt. Now, please tell me, have you taken the taxpayers of Maharashtra for granted?
Absolutely not, Zakka. Nobody takes anybody for granted. The taxpayers are as important as all the other people whom the welfare schemes are announced for. And while I agree with you that, you know, all these things are going to cost a lot of money, but certain welfare schemes for the people who can't get certain things in life has to be done. That's the role of the government. So when the government comes into place, they have to do certain things for the people who are not capable enough or not able to get what they want. So therefore, we have just gone ahead and made sure that these are the welfare schemes that we are going to announce. Yes, there are ways and means of how we cover up. We are in debt, no doubt about it, but there is always a backlog that has come through. The debt goes further. But even those debts, while we give welfare schemes, we are also working towards how we cut down the debts, also bring it down in a lot of ways. And there are a lot of ways and means, just the way we create welfare schemes, there are ways and means that we'll create to bring the debt down for the state. So it's not just working for a section of the people. When you're in government, you work for every section of the people, every individual of the state is looked after, and that's what we do. So while we give welfare schemes to certain sections of the people, there are other things also that we look at.
Clyde, one second. This is the state budget. This was presented in 24-25 as per the Maharashtra state budget of 24-25. The budget for freebies, just to meet the expenditure for freebies, has been going up year after year. First, when Shiv Sena and BJP were in power till 2019, 2018-2019, the total cost of freebies was 4.5 lakh rupees. 2019-20, when Shiv Sena broke away and they formed the MVA and formed a government, it was 5.19 lakh crores. 21-22, 5.7 lakh crores. 22-23, when BJP came back to power with Shinde Sena and with Ajit Pawar, 22-23, it's gone up to 6.29 lakh crore rupees. The point I'm making is the bill to foot freebies is just increasing in your state, and no one seems to care about it because the taxpayer is funding you for this. This is like it's like the free bus ride, right? Somebody else is paying for the gravy train.
No, it'll be very harsh on your part, Zakka, to say that nobody cares. Those in government should care, whether it's the MBA government, when we come into government in a few days from now. We all care about the welfare of people, and welfare, like I said, I explained this to you, it's not just about a section of the society. It's everybody in total. Everybody is looked after. So while we spend money for welfare schemes, there's also another section of people who are paying the taxes. We have to look at what they need, the things that are needed by them, and we are working on that too. So while these people have gone ahead and increased the sort of welfare scheme debt, we are working on how to bring it down. That's also in our plan.
Mr. Kotian is joining us from the Congress party. In Karnataka, where you promise free bus rides to women, the Deputy Chief Minister, not me, not somebody from the BJP or anyone, the Deputy Chief Minister, Mr. Shiv Kumar, has said that free bus rides will be a difficult promise to keep because the state does not have money. In Himachal Pradesh, they are taxing new toilets that are coming up because the state has run out of money meeting all the freebies that have been promised. I don't understand, for unemployed youths, instead of helping them find employment, MVA is promising 4,000 rupees per month stipend to unemployed youths. Now, it just beggars belief. It goes back to that old saying, if somebody does not have food to eat, teach him or her how to fish rather than providing them with a fish in hand. You are more intent on providing free bus rides and 3,000 rupees to women and 4,000 rupees a stipend to students who are unemployed. I mean, you are not increasing the productivity of the state. You are not increasing the productivity of the labor in the state. You are not increasing the industrial capacity of the state. All that both sides are doing is just indulging in these freebies, dole outs to people who then are like, okay, whoever is doling out more for us, we will vote for them.
Can I reply?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
No,
Mr. Kotian.
The point is, when a person is hungry, you cannot let him die. We have to provide him some succor till we build up the state finances. So we are concerned, as my friend and my ally Clyde Crasto said, we are looking at both the sides, providing succor to the one who is needy. We cannot allow him to die and then provide him. At the same time, as you are concerned about the state finances, we are also very much concerned. Now, to reply to what the BJP Sajia Elmi said, DBT was done by us when the PM was, finance minister was our Pranab Mukherjee. We started it and we saved the money. They opposed it at that time. Aadhar, we started it, Rajan Dilkeni, they opposed. So where they sit, they oppose. When we start something, we have saved money, and similar sort of schemes we are going to start where we will save money and we will provide. Now coming to BJP.
Mr. Kotian, no, please answer the question. Voters of Maharashtra, Shazia, 1 second. Voters of Maharashtra are asking, in a state that has 4.62 lakh crore debt, over the next 7 years, 2.75 lakh crore, which is more than half of the outstanding public debt, will mature. 60%, almost 60% of the payment burden is in the next 7 years. Who is going to pay this bill, sir? Who is going to realize this public debt?
See, this is people's money going to people. We are not going to pocket it. And our finance minister, who is likely to be mostly Jayant Patil, has worked at the state for more than 10 years now. So we will find out ways. And when the same question was asked for us, Chidambaram ji gave an answer for our national when we had promised 10,000. And Bombay is just a part which is the biggest financial capital. So we have our accounts in place. And when we come to power, we will do that for sure.
You know, people's money going back to people sounds so utopian. Let me get in Kailash Adhikari, because it's not people's money that's going back to people. The tax paying proportion in this country is not more than 5% of the population of this country. That 5% is going into feeding all these revdis for free buses and 3,000 rupees to women and stipends to unemployed students and so on. So to say, as Mr. Kotian says, and Kailash, please weigh in on this, that people's money is going back to the people. No, this is not some Robin Hood kind of stuff. The Robin Hoods of this country are the 5% income tax paying population of this country.
Zakka, as you rightly said, that there has to be an equilibrium, and here there is no balance of equilibrium. Like there's no balance and there's no equilibrium, there is inequilibrium and there is an imbalance. And why does that happen? And I recollect being on your broadcast network only discussing how the Aam Aadmi Party has floundered big time in Punjab when it comes to the state finances. The state is in huge debt, and the state ultimately now has to increase property tax. The state has ultimately increased the VAT portion on the petrol and the diesel.
Yeah.
And the kind of revdis or the kind of poll announcement that they made in order to just get the vote without any calculation in mind. At the end of the day, when you unscrupulously come to power because of all this, and 2 years down the line, when you actually have to sign checks of salaries, is when the state has floundered in even paying salaries on time. And there are instances where the states have gone horribly wrong because of the complete financial mismanagement and inefficiencies. During the poll time, you can promise the moon and the stars, but at the end of the time, then the people ask for delivery. As Rahul Gandhi, propagated about the Khatakat, and now people are asking out where is all that. So one thing that we should, develop as a system and as a discipline. See, whether it's an NGO, whether it's a commercial organization, whether it's a state or whether it's a nation, financial prudence has to be paramount. Because at the end of the day, when Zakka, even you and I as individual, if we forget our own balances, if we forget our income, and if we start both spending like tomorrow is not there, and if tomorrow comes and if you do not have the balances, that is where you come under debt burden. How does debt pile up? Debt piles up is only when your expenses are more than income. And when you try to expend more than your means. जैसे हिंदी में कहावत है ना कि जितने पाँव है उतनी चादर फैलाओ. जब आप चादर ही ज्यादा पाँव से ज्यादा कि आप वो पाँव को चादर से बाहर फैला देते हो, तब तकलीफ आती है.
So, Shazia, one of the big promises by the Mahayuti yesterday in the manifesto is to slash electricity bills by 30%. I remember when Aam Aadmi Party first said that in Delhi ki bijli ka bill zero kar denge, BJP was tooth and nail opposed to it. Now BJP is using the same thing in your manifesto in Maharashtra. Similarly, LPG cylinders. I believe 5 LPG cylinders will be provided at 400 rupees each. That's the promise made by the Mahayuti. Now my question is, when the opposition said all of these things, you latched onto them saying, "Ye revdi hai, this is welfareism, the state will go broke."
No,
now you're using the exact same things.
No, there is a big difference, Zakka. Zakka, I'll tell you the difference. So when I was talking about digital public infrastructure, I was talking about ways to have good governance. Of course, the promise of welfareism cannot be taken away. You have to reach out to people and provide to the last person in the queue out there, the last man or a woman. So, but you have to ensure that there is some sort of fiscal responsibility and the money is not getting pilfered. Where that is concerned, BJP has done a commendable job. You have the largest food ration scheme in the world. You see what happened during COVID vaccine, which was a necessity, and BJP concluded it with elan and with triumph. and in a very important situation. If you see Jandhan cards, it was very easy for them to say, for the Congress spokesperson to talk about financial inclusion. But imagine 54 crore people now have Jandhan accounts. And that led to linking with Aadhaar card. So that ensured there are no middlemen. What I'm saying is, yes, too much of it can sound like a sop before the election, almost like bribery, but you should have the gumption to follow it through and not mess up your fiscal deficit any further, to ensure that surplus is a big deal, but at least remain to a zero and not let the debt get further. So my point is that when you're doing this, you have to balance it with responsibility, and where track record of BJP is concerned, it has been fairly good, because we have been adept in ensuring no pilferages, no middlemen, less corruption, and a better, efficient running system.
But ma'am,
which is why Modi ki guarantee matters more.
No, one second. I'm coming back.
Modi ki guarantee matters more than everything else.
No, I'm coming back to the point that, for example, this monthly stipend of 10,000 rupees that has been promised to 10 lakh students in Maharashtra. In the last Lok Sabha election, the Congress party made a huge thing about providing internships and Pehli Naukri Pakki or whatever they called it, and plus these stipends to unemployed students. Now, my point is, you are straight lifting from that idea without thinking whether this will actually generate employment.
No.
By giving stipend,
no,
they are giving 4,000 rupees, you are giving 10,000 rupees. Please tell me, how is that going to generate employment for unemployed students?
So, first of all, if they, for instance, Jammu and Kashmir, we offered stipend for coaching. So, if students are getting stipend and they can use it to educate themselves, to get some sort of skill, it yields to something. Similarly, if you see a skill development programs, a lot has been done. You see Startup Yojana, you see Mudra, where loan is given for entrepreneurship, for self-reliance. So those are things that actually go into the system to ensure that there is a level of enterprise, and it is monitored. It is not like some empty khatakhat pataphat thing that is happening. It is not being done in a vacuum. There is certain degree of following it through, and responsibility, ensuring that there is hand-holding being done. And that
Rahul
BJP has to admit has done a great job at.
Khatakat during the Lok Sabha election. 2 days later, people were queuing up outside the Congress office in Lucknow saying, where is the money that you promised? So that's what happens. And then I gave the examples of in Karnataka, where the Deputy Chief Minister is saying that flagship scheme cannot be implemented because the monies are too high. In Himachal Pradesh, they couldn't pay salary for 2 weeks to government employees because all the money was going in meeting all this, tall promises.
Okay, so, Zakka, so the thing is, when you make these promises, yes, you have to fulfill them. But the point here is, I keep listening to that, how the BJP makes sure there is no corruption, there are no middlemen. There is no corruption. How can they even speak like that? All the people they accuse of corruption are now in their party in Maharashtra and across the country. Also, the point here is, I would like to make it very clear. When you are talking about your debts and everything.
Changes.
Listen, Zakka, I was not talking. Can you just moderate this debate, please? I request you. Okay. So the point here is, when you have debts, when you have things like this, there are ways of making sure that the state gets investment and we get our finances together. Now, in Maharashtra, instead of getting finances for the state, all the big ticket projects that were coming into Maharashtra were sent to Gujarat. Tata Airbus, Tata Airbus and Foxconn and bulk drug park, all these things were sent to Gujarat, where employment can be generated, where investments can be generated, and that will help the state cut its debts. All these big ticket projects were sent to Gujarat.
No, but Clyde, that's a reductionist argument, because from 2019 to 2022, your government was in power.
No,
your government was also in power. In the last 5 years, two and a half years, MDA was in power. Two and a half years, Mahayuti was in power. What did you do to stop those projects from going to Gujarat?
What happened during COVID?
No, tell me. No, Mr. Clyde. Mr. Clyde. What did you do?
No, Zakka,
what did you do? What did you do between November 2019?
You need to get
No.
Can you stop?
One second. One at a time.
Can you stop this lady?
Shazia, 1 second. Shazia, 1 second.
Can you stop this lady?
Shazia, 1 second.
Is her name Clyde?
No. Shazia, 1 second. Shazia, 1 second.
Is her name Clyde?
No, Clyde. Listen to me. 1 second. No, 1 second. Clyde. Clyde, you are reducing this thing.
Zakka,
All the investments are going. No, you are saying all investments are going to Gujarat.
You are not going to get a proper debate.
For 2.5 years, you are in power. What did you do to stop that going? No, number one. Number two, I just gave the this thing. One second.
Zakka, you get your homework
2021, 22. Sir, one second. Please,
get
come
your
on.
homework done.
Before you launch these attacks, 2021, 22, when your government was in power, the bill to foot just the freebies was 5.7 lakh crores. 2019, 20, when your government was in power, the bill was 5.19 lakh crores. What did you do?
Ask me, Zakka?
No.
I'm giving an answer.
Bringing back.
First, don't shift the goalpost.
No, 1 second.
Don't shift the goalpost.
If bringing back. No, Clyde, 1 second.
When these three big ticket projects are gone.
If these three big ticket projects came back. Clyde, 1 second. If these three big projects came back, the public debt of the state, which is at 4.62 lakh crore rupees, would have come down. No, are you telling me if these three projects came back, 4.62 lakh crores would have come down?
Then ask me a question.
4.62 lakh crores. No, Mr. Clyde, you can resort to personal attacks. No, I'm not.
My question.
4.62 lakh crore. 4.62 lakh.
You do not.
Okay, what? No, 1 second. What did you do? What did you do to stop those projects from going?
Get your homework done.
What did you do?
Let's talk on the point.
No, Mr. Crasto. What did you do?
I will answer that.
No, what did you do?
Mr. Zakka Jacob,
even if these three projects came back to Maharashtra, your public finances would not have improved. The bill.
Go back, do your homework.
What are you saying, boss? I'm throwing data at your face. Can you give me one figure, total investments that came to Maharashtra when you were in power? Please give me one figure, Mr. Crasto.
I'll give you a figure. I'll come back again.
Give me the figure.
Answer my question.
Give me the figure. Give me the figure. Mr. Crasto, give me the figure.
You tell me first. You give me an answer.
I gave you the figure.
First, let's talk about.
I gave you the figure. 4.62 lakh crore is the public debt of the state. I gave you the figure. The 2.75 lakh crore is the payments that have to be met in the next 7 years. That is 60% of the burden. How much investment? How much investment? Okay, you've done your homework. Tell me how much investment? How much investment did you, Clyde Crasto, bring into Maharashtra? Mr. Crasto, I am not reducing to personal attacks.
Do you know,
Mr. Crasto, how much investment did you bring into Maharashtra? Tell me, give me a figure.
Why are you supporting?
No, give me a figure.
Why are you supporting the
Give me a figure, Mr. Crasto.
I'm not accepting the fact.
Give me a figure, otherwise I'm going to the next two guests.
You give me an answer.
Are you giving me a figure on how much public or private investment you brought into the state between November 2019 and June 2022 when Mahavikas Aghadi was in power? What did you do?
I'm not going to my point. I'm going to your
You
point.
tell me, what did you do? Yeah, what did you do?
You accused. No,
I asked you, what did you do to stop those investments from going? What did you do?
You asked me for that.
You did nothing.
But we were not in government. You were in government
from 2019 to 2022. What did you do between 2019 and 2022? Give me one figure, Mr. Crasto, of the investment you brought into the state. Give me one figure. No, give me a figure.
Sorry.
You've done your homework. No, you are the one who is Mr. Homework. Please, give me your number. Give me your number. How much private investment did you bring in to the state when you were in power?
Tata Airbus, Black Duck Park.
Did they set up a factory in Maharashtra when you were in power?
Tata Airbus.
Did they sign an MOU when you were in power?
These three.
Did they lay the ground foundation? No. Did they lay the foundation stone for their plants when you were in power? What did you do? Aap ye batao na. What did you do? You didn't do. No. You didn't do anything. You didn't bring any private investment.
No, sorry.
No MOU was signed. No groundbreaking ceremony
you are
was
diverting the
done.
topic.
No
This
private
was
investment
done
was
when
brought in,
Bharatiya Janata
even in these
Party
three
was
projects,
in government.
into Maharashtra when you
Sorry.
were in power.
These
But you are
three
going
projects,
on and
answer
on
my
ki
question.
matlab investment
This
went
was
off to
not-
Gujarat.
Answer my
Come on,
question.
as
When were
though
these
as
three
though
states
Gujarat
established?
is some other part of
You do the
some other part of the
homework and
world.
let's come back. You and me.
Come on.
No,
Come on,
no,
Clyde.
Gujarat is part of my
Do
country.
not
Gujarat is
reduce
part
it
of my
to
country.
reductionist
Maharashtra is not part of my
arguments.
country.
Mr. Kotian.
Maharashtra is not part of my
Mr.
country.
Kotian, the
Zakka
point is not
Jacob.
that.
You think Maharashtra is not
I'll
part
give
of
you
my
the
country?
chance which your alliance partner spokesperson was not able to say. My point is the bill to foot freebies has been increasing whether BJP is in power or whether Congress and Mahavikas Aghadi are in power. Second, this whole business, projects went off to Gujarat. Did they sign MOUs when you were in power in Maharashtra? Did they, commit to investments in Maharashtra when you were in power? Did they have groundbreaking ceremonies when you were in power in Maharashtra? Kuch nahi hua na. What did you do to stop those projects from going to Gujarat? Kuch nahi hua. Then you say, oh, it's gone to Gujarat. Or it's gone to Gujarat.
Let me reply. The same questions, BJP had put a full page ads in all the newspapers saying these figures will be not met. And we got, not us, the spokesperson, but the chief minister of Telangana, and they faced the barrage of reporters and they explained how did they raise 52,000 crores in Karnataka. So this you cannot to ask to a spokesperson. These are financial details. And if you're saying investments coming, that is not to repay the debt. Investments are coming for employment. Our point on Gujarat was very simple. Maharashtra ka cheese, Gujarat is ruled over by two people today, Adani and Ambani. Why is Maharashtra's projects which has come? Let Gujarat go
where
on.
Where did those projects come?
As you rightly said.
This whole point
said,
about
Gujarat
projects
is a
have
part
come.
of
Where
India.
have those projects
Gujarat.
come?
But
No
anything
MOU was
which is-
signed, no
anything
agreement
which
was
was in
signed,
Maharashtra
no
being taken away
plant was
under the
built,
pressure of
not even
Gujarati
foundation stone
leaders.
was put. So, they छीन लिया उन्होंने. Where was it? वो तो आया ही नहीं पहले. कुछ आए उसके बाद ही छीनेंगे ना. Anyway,
नहीं, काफी projects आने वाले थे.
आने वाले थे. कौन बोल रहा है कि आने वाले थे? Who is saying this? You are saying this, na? Who is saying this? You are just making this up. You are just making this up, saying कि उन्होंने बोला था कि आएंगे. कब आएंगे? कुछ नहीं हुआ.
I am explaining to you. Aditya Thackeray had gone and given a full list of 2.5 lakh investments with crores of investment which was supposed to come.
None of that investment.
Zakka, please allow us to reply.
When you have a memorandum of understanding.
This is not fair.
Second, सुन लीजिए. I have to come to the end of the. I have to come to the end of the debate. I have to give Kailash the final word.
Allow us to reply.
Hear me out for 10 seconds. No, hear me out for 10 seconds. When there is a memorandum of understanding in the Tata company or whatever projects you claim have gone to Gujarat, if there is a memorandum of understanding, if the company has committed X number of crores, if they have put that on paper and signed that with the Maharashtra Industries Department, or if a project has been committed to, or the project has been built, there's been a groundbreaking ceremony or something, and then that project goes away to another state, fine, go ahead and claim that. But even that I don't think is a cogent political argument, because at the end of the day, it's not going to Africa or Brazil, no, it's going to a neighboring state only, which is part of the Union of India.
The limited point.
Anyway,
Kailash. The limited point.
You don't like Maharashtra, Zakka Jacob?
No, I love Maharashtra. You don't seem to like Gujarat. That's the problem. Anyway, Kailash, I'll give you the final word. The point is not this. The point is that politicians are using all these convenient excuses. Ultimately, the chickens will come home to roost. And when the chickens come home to roost, the public debt will be held up by the people, the taxpayers who can pay that money. Ultimately, a majority of this country does not pay taxes. The tiny minority that pays taxes will have to fund all these projects, will have to fund all these freebies.
That's the irony, Zakka. The maximum amount of voters that they are trying to woo are actually the people who are not going to pay those taxes. And the minuscule amount of voters that they do not basically fight for or eye for are actually going to foot the bills for all these measures that are being undertaken, or the opposition as what they are trying to say in their particular manifesto. My only point is, that by doing all this, it is a short-term gain is a long-term pain. And the reality is that they all know this. and still they are in this track. That by doing this, we can get to power, and then we'll see after 2.5 years, a slight 5% increase on VAT or a 10% increase in property tax. We will able to subsume it. And all these things, now even the voter of this nation is informed. So before releasing such kind of things in your manifesto, where you are trying to promise the world and your chand sitare tod lane wali jo baat ho jati hai, which is romanticizing, you're trying to romanticize a situation without having a penny in your own pocket.
No,
so one must be very careful of that.
I am very clear about this. Saying 3,000 rupees to women or 10,000 rupees to students is a straight up, just before elections that too, is a straight up bribe to the voter. It's as simple as that. In my dictionary, that is what it is. Just before election, if you're identifying voting groups and saying, हम आपको 5,000 दे देंगे, हम आपको 10,000 दे देंगे. There used to be a time when, there was this whole thing about, voters are bribed just on the morning of the election. It comes with milk packets, it comes with your morning newspaper. Now there's no need to do that. No, you just say 3,000 rupees to women, 10,000 rupees to students, 4,000 rupees to somebody else. Identify your voter blocks and announce before an election, okay, we'll give you this money. This is a straight up bribe. It's a bribe for the votes of the people of the state. It's as simple as that. That's where I leave it at. Thank you to all our guests. I want to move on to our second debate, and this is, an outright, simply crass and downright racist remark, and that too by a sitting minister in a state government. Karnataka Minister Zameer Ahmed Khan has triggered a huge political fight with his comments in the last leg of campaigning for the Channapatna bypoll, which is a prestigious one both for the JDS and of course for the Congress as well. He in fact called Union Minister H.D. Kumarswamy Kala, or dark-skinned. As the BJP JDS combine bay for his blood, Zameer Ahmed Khan, instead of apologizing, Zameer Ahmed Khan has justified his remarks as a term of endearment. But the heat is on the Congress, with their rivals asking for an immediate removal of this minister from the cabinet of Mr. Siddaramaiah. Is this a controversy that could hurt the Congress's chances in that crucial Channapatna bypoll? We'll get to that, but let me go across to our two guests. All right, we'll play the story first and then we'll go across to our guests.
ये कौन बोल रहा सो? हमारा काला कुमारस्वामी.
कुमारस्वामी जी के खिलाफ कांग्रेस पार्टी की टिप्पणी ने यह स्पष्ट कर दिया है कि कांग्रेस पार्टी की सोच क्या है.
If anybody has violated the law, then they'll have to face the consequences. I do not know exactly what you are saying, so we will look into it and we'll check up and see whether there is any truth to this.
ನಾನು ಅವತ್ತಿಂದ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಕರೆಯೋಣನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಪದ ಪಡಿಸೋದು. ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಹಳೆ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರು, ನಾವು ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರಾಗಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ನಾವು ಬೇರೆ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ನಾವು ಬೇರೆ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ನಾನು ಬೇರೆ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು.
So Sanket Yanagi, advocate, is joining us, and Mr. Bhaskar Rao, spokesperson of the BJP, is also joining us. Sanket Yanagi, Zameer Ahmed Khan seems to be a repeat offender. This time in the campaigning in Channapatna, he's called Mr. Kumarswamy, Union Minister, Kala Kumarswamy. In March 2021, he said Kumaraswamy is dark, he is Kala Kumarswamy. In April 2021, God made Kumarswamy dark, dark can only be called dark. And he's made a whole bunch of other statements about other people which are completely downright obnoxious. And this is, again, racist to the core. Why would he be continued as a minister in the cabinet of Mr. Siddaramaiah? Well, what do you mean by Kala Kumarswamy? It's so racist and nakedly abusive.
First of all, nobody can accept such kind of political discourse. It is not acceptable in a civilized society. One has to condemn it irrespective of the political affiliations. And when we speak about one political party or one political leader, we may have to look at it from the broader perspective in order to save the democracy. When we have a prime minister who also has uttered so many things, Congress ki vidava, then we tolerate it. Country accepted it somehow. and he is still continuing the same. Nobody could change his version, nobody could improve his version. And that has been still the practice when it is flowing from the desk of a Prime Minister. And Mr. Zameer Ahmed is nothing.
No, but what explains, Mr. Yanagi, what explains that Zameer Ahmed Khan is not even apologizing for what he has said? He has said, I've been calling him this for years now, I'll continue to call him. And he goes on to say, oh, we've been old friends.
See, Zakka, one must understand, I don't want to be the part of, may not be this, but I don't want to be the part of paid news. First of all, when Prime Minister made such a very sensitive remark about a community, about a lady's dignity, so nobody sought for apology and he did not. And the country has accepted it as if it's an achievement. And we are unfortunately living in a society or era where such things have become almost normalized. One has to condemn it irrespective of the party lines.
No, when people in the BJP say abusive things, we call them out also. So this is not some selective outrage just because a Congress politician has said this. But Bhaskar Rao, let me ask Bhaskar Rao. Forget about what he has said about Kumarswamy for a second. Zameer Ahmed Khan in February 2022 said, if women wear hijab, then incidents of rape would come down. November 2023, he said Congress made Muslim leader UT Qadir the Speaker of the Assembly. Now BJP leaders stand before Qadir and say Namaskar. In June 2024, Mr. Zameer Ahmed Khan said Sagar Kandre won only on the basis of Muslim votes. Now, point is, why would somebody who says such outright atrocious things continue to be a minister? And this is on back of that video.
This is a question. This is a question which Siddaramaiah should and DK Shivakumar and Congress should be answering, that he is making such kinds of statements which is absolutely unconstitutional, not part of political discourse, and lowering the image of his own party. And what is the reason that they are still holding on to him? Probably he is giving money, probably he is giving hiding the secrets of his leaders, so they are scared to take action against him. So that is why this is the kind of discourse he is engaged in. And look at his level of education. Look at his other day, he called it a political judgment when High Court had passed some orders over there. And then he says, I apologized over there. And then distributing money openly. And is this the kind of leadership the community desires to portray over there? There are such good leaders in the community over there, but this man will not allow them to come. Nor Congress wants other good leaders of Muslim community to come up over there. So you bear with it over there. And now the time has come when the entire Congress party is going to pay a very heavy price for what Zameer Ahmed has been doing, and especially of late, what he has been doing regarding the Waqf land also over there, going over to DC's office over there, forcibly doing. This is body shaming is absolutely unacceptable. Wherever it is.
The video of Zameer Ahmed Khan came out a few weeks ago, where he is seen almost speaking in threatening language to the district officials in Bijapura around this Waqf land issue, Sanket Yanagi. It became such a huge controversy. The farmers protested, media channels, CNN News 18 included, reported that story. And then so much so that the state government, the revenue department, had to walk back on that provision, walk back on the decision of the Tehsildar. So Sanket Yanagi, if this man is embarrassing the Chief Minister himself, forcing him to roll back on issues, then why is he still being kept as part of the cabinet?
He must be having the secrets of some of the people there, that's why.
Mr. Yanagi.
There are several instances, not of just Mr. Zameer Ahmed I'm talking about. Several instances where the Congress leaders have made reckless remarks, and even some people from BJP have made reckless remarks, disregarding their party's ideology and respect and dignity more so. Sometimes they forget about their constitutional oath. That is most unfortunate. But keeping apart all the politics here, because it is not a political debate than the debate of the respect of the person which is involved here. One has to be very respectful, irrespective of the political differences. One has to agree to that. And we are in a society where the people are watching every movement, every talks which we say in a media or otherwise, every activities are being monitored. And we have to be more responsible for our conduct or speech.
No, do you believe that the Chief Minister should pull up this minister, ask for an explanation,
Everyone.
at the very least ask for an apology? You know, after this entire
Please,
controversy, sir,
discipline, in my opinion, some disciplinary action is needed.
Exactly. He, in fact, went on to continue to defend this thing, saying, I used to call him Kariyanna.
But at least, one second.
What does that mean?
1 minute, I will answer your question. At least there is some senior leaders against him who can initiate disciplinary action or warn him. But what about Prime Minister? Who can warn him? Who can request him? Who can pursue him? Nobody can persuade. Amit Shah cannot be persuaded.
So,
Mr.
let us not
Mr. Bhaskar Rao, yeah. Even leaders.
Wrong is a wrong.
Sir, in your party,
by BJP or Congress, there should be absolutely clean political discourse, not name calling.
In your party also, people have said obnoxious things about
No, but
Muslims.
that is not justified. That is not at all justified.
So who is pulling them
not justifying
up?
that.
No, who is pulling them
They
up?
should be pulled up over them.
Who
not,
has been taken disciplinary action against?
They should be pulled up if they have made personal remarks. Personal remarks is an absolutely no-no. It denigrates the person who makes such kind of remark.
Okay, we'll leave it at that.
Even if it has been done by any other party, including BJP, it is not correct.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. I want to thank both Sanketi Yanagi and Mr. Bhaskar Rao for joining us. Let's see how this story plays out. I'm going to take a break now. On the other side, we've got a big breaking story. In fact, it's a CNN News 18 investigation that has unraveled perhaps what could be the real reason why the Canadian government under Mr. Trudeau will not act against Khalistani elements. We reveal the complete paper trail of what is a clear and present political compulsion for the Trudeau government because it links these Khalistani elements to one of their biggest political backers. That story, that investigation coming up right on the other side of this quick break.
You don't have what I live in Russia. We have. You don't have. You might have. Just sit out here.
Let's see.
Hello, everybody.
Всех приветствую. Все понятно, все слышно? Да.
Like the Academy Awards. Used to be.
To protect our citizens from this global menace. But if we're going to solve many of the problems facing our world, then we're going to have to find ways to cooperate in pursuit of shared interests. And we're going to have to find ways to cooperate in pursuit of shared interests. Thank you. thank you very much. It's an honor to have the president with us. He's been through a lot. He's been through a tremendous amount, like probably nobody else, almost nobody else in history, if you really get right down to it. And we're going to have a discussion and see what we can come up with. But great honor to have you with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Thank you so much for this meeting. 5 years last. Yes. We had a meeting again here in New York in September, and now there are a lot of challenges in Ukraine and United States. And of course, I want to discuss with you. I think where we are together, I think we have a common view that the war in Ukraine has to be stopped and Putin cannot win, and Ukrainians have to prevail. And I want to discuss with you the details of our plan that will be. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do you have a question for the president?
Why did you decide to leave?
I think it's me or to both us. Okay, thank you so much. First of all, it's very important to share all the plan, all our steps, how we can strengthen Ukraine. And of course, we have to decide it now. Because after November, we don't know who is. Only Americans decide who will be the president. But we understand that till November, we can't stop Putin. We have to do it. We will try on the battlefield with our heroic soldiers. But we understand it.
Now, it's no secret that Khalistani elements get a free run in Canada, but have you ever wondered why that's the case? Despite New Delhi making it amply clear, there are about 24 odd cases that India has asked for extradition of these Khalistani terrorists, but none of them have been acted upon by the Canadian establishment. Now, why? What are the political compulsions of the Trudeau administration? Today we have what is proof of what those compulsions are. As they say, follow the money and you'll realize what the political compulsions are. Documents accessed by CNN News 18 reveal K funding to Trudeau's former ally Jagmeet Singh and his party, the NDP. Remember, for 5 years, Trudeau ran a government, a minority government that depended on NDP support to keep that coalition afloat. So what do we find? As per data from Elections Canada, which is the official election commission website of Canada, Hardeep Singh Nijjar, the slain Khalistani terrorist who was killed back in June of 2023, he donated at least 4 times to Jagmeet Singh's party, the NDP, from 2014 to 2019. On June 26, 2014, that's the first record available on the Canada Elections website, Hardeep Singh Nijjar donated 250 Canadian dollars, that's roughly about 15,000 odd Indian rupees, to Jagmeet Singh's party, the NDP. In November of 2017, the same Nijjar donated 375 Canadian dollars to the NDP 3 times. That transaction was roughly about 22,000 Indian rupees. It was made 3 times from Nijjar to the NDP. And he's not the only one. Khalistani sympathizer Mo Dhaliwal, he made donations to the NDP between 2017 and 2018, and then again between 2019 and 2021. It reveals the money trail. In 2017, Dhaliwal donated 1,550 Canadian dollars. In September 2019, a donation of 1,000 Canadian dollars. In May again of that year, another 1,500 odd Canadian dollars. And in June of that year, $1,600 donation was made. Again, he's not the only one. There are more. In October 2017, 200 Canadian dollars was donated by Tehal Singh to the NDP. Tehal Singh is accused of instigating youth in Punjab to revive Sikh terrorism. He's been residing in Brampton, Canada for the last 35 years and features on the extradition list of the Khalistani operatives that's been handed over by India to Canada. That's not the only one. Lakhbir Singh Rode, who's a known Khalistani extremist based in Pakistan, Bhagat Singh Brar is closely associated with Nijjar. He's believed to have arranged the weapons for members of a terrorist module in Punjab in 2017. He's made a donation of $400 that was made in June of 2017 to the NDP. Malkeet Singh, another K sympathizer and terrorist, he made donations in July of 2017, much lesser amount. Maybe he doesn't have the same kind of bank balance as the others, $5. That transaction was made on the same day twice. Malkeet Singh is also known as Fauji. He was involved in radicalizing, motivating, and recruiting and providing funds. He went to Canada in 2014, and ever since, he's been trying to foment trouble. There's also one of the most wanted K operatives, who is Parvikar Singh Dulai. In 2015, he donated 1,500 Canadian dollars to the NDP. Now, the point is, look, it's not illegal to donate to a political party. Anyone is free to donate to any political party. The crux of this issue is, all of these people have made donations to a political party and an individual of that political party. Mr. Trudeau's government, his coalition government, depended on Jagmeet Singh and the NDP. The NDP had about 28 or 30 lawmakers whose support was critical to running Mr. Trudeau's government. How do you expect Mr. Trudeau's government and law enforcement that is answerable to his government to take any action against those very same elements who donated to his alliance partner, upon whose support his government ran? So like they say, follow the money, you'll get to know what the political compulsions are. CNN News 18's Bhupinder Azad is the one who brought us this explosive expose. In fact, he went through almost 7 years of these terrorists who funded Trudeau's then ally Jagmeet Singh and the NDP. Like I said, there were many of them. At least 7 of them were named as part of the extradition list, the extradition cases that are pending before the Canadian authorities. There are 26 such cases. 7 of them have donated to Mr. Jagmeet Singh and the NDP party. Parvikar Singh Dulai, like I said, he was named in the 2018 dossier. He's accused of having visited Pakistan in November 2015 and then again in November 2016. He's linked to Pakistan-backed K terrorists who are funded by the ISI. Also, Bhagat Singh Brar, another Canadian terrorist linked to Canadian extremist Gurjeet Singh Chima. In 2017, he planned the procurement of weapons. He also raised funds for acts of terror in Punjab. He raised funds in Surrey in Canada for acts of terror that happened in India. Malkeet Singh alias Fauji, I mentioned that a moment ago. He's also named in the 2018 dossier that's been given by the Government of India to the Government of Canada. He's a member of the Bhabbar Khalsa International Outfit, which is a banned outfit in India, involved in radicalizing, motivating, recruiting, and providing funds. Sourced weapons from UP in 2014 for this module. He recruited K gang members to carry out targeted killings in Punjab. Bhagat Singh Brar, we mentioned that again a moment ago. 2018 dossier. He's the son of the Pakistan-based terrorist Lakhbir Singh Rode. He was associated with the K terrorist Hardeep Singh Nijjar. He was a close associate of Nijjar. Brar has visited Pakistan in 2015. He plotted multiple terror attacks in India. In 2017, he arranged weapons from across the border for a terror module that was operating inside India. So the question again, and I want to be very clear as I wrap up and toss to my colleague Rahul, the point is, you're free to donate, but here you have known Khalistani elements, people against whom there was extradition requests that the Government of India had submitted, donating to a party on whose political support Mr. Trudeau's government ran for the last 4 years. Right now, it's the Hard Facts with Rahul Shivshankar.
Viewers, can any Indian who respects the tricolour, who considers the national anthem almost a prayer, and who is committed to the unity of our motherland, ever endorse an agenda that is committed to carving out a mini Pakistan within India? It's a fundamental question that needs to be answered, viewers. For most of us, the answer is no. Jinnah tried and succeeded pre-1947 because of foreign dispensation. The British government, the British regime allowed him to do it. But this is independent India, and no patriotic Indian will ever allow